Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Sandal College Boys Section Online Class 7. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Here is Akhtar Saeed, your English teacher. As you know, we are discussing unit number 5, AAMER'S CAFÉ these days. We are solving its exercises these days. Today's lecture would be the last lecture of AAMER'S CAFÉ. Open your books at page 62. Now part B. Part B is working with words. Question number 1 of part B. Question number 1 is find these words in your dictionary and use them in sentences. Very interesting question. A. Subscribe. Subscribe means donate to. Chanda dena, atiya dena. I subscribed to a welfare organization. I subscribed to a welfare organization. मैंने एक फलाही तंजीम में चंदा दिया या अतिया दिया. B. Suburb. Suburb means outskirts. मुज़ाफ़ाती इलाके को कहते हैं. Miller Town is a suburb of फैसलाबाद. मिलर टाउन इज़ अ सुबर्ब ऑफ फैसलाबाद. जो मेन शहर के साथ मुल्हिका छोटे छोटे इलाके होते हैं उनको आउटस्कर्ट्स कहा जाता है. C. Substitute. Substitute means alternative, मुतबादल. Honey is a good substitute of sugar. Honey is a good substitute of sugar. Next is D. Subsequent. Subsequent means following an event. बाद में आने वाला कोई वाक़या. Subsequent investigation proved that he was not a killer. Subsequent investigation proved that he was not a killer. यानी बाद में होने वाली तफ्तीश ने यह साबित कर दिया कि वो एक कातिल नहीं था. E. Subdue. Subdue means to bring under control. ज़ेरे असर कर लेना. The king subdued all the tribes. The king subdued all the tribes. E. Subordinate. Subordinate means lower, जो कम दर्जे का हो. The officer is very kind to his subordinates. The officer is very kind to his subordinates. With this, question number 1 comes to an end. Now we move towards next part. Next part is part C. Part C is learning about language. It is always very interesting, and today's topic is comparison. And dear students, comparison is done with the help of adjectives. So I would like to define what adjective is. Adjective. A word that adds something to the meaning of a noun is called adjective. It has 3 degrees that compare one thing with another. I read once again. A word that adds something to the meaning of a noun is called adjective. It has 3 degrees: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree that compare one thing with another, that is intelligent, bold, good. Now we move towards the next part of learning about language. Dear students, question number 1 of part C. Question number 1 is write out 3 forms for the following adjectives. Adjectives have 3 degrees: positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree. पॉजिटिव डिग्री को नॉर्मली हम फर्स्ट डिग्री कहते हैं, कंपैरेटिव डिग्री को हम सेकंड डिग्री कहते हैं, और सुपरलेटिव डिग्री को हम नॉर्मली थर्ड डिग्री कहते हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, हैप्पी. हैप्पी, happier comparative degree, and happiest superlative degree. This is a one syllable word, that's why we added ER and EST. जो वन सिलेबल वर्ड होते हैं अमूमन उनके साथ हम कंपैरेटिव और सुपरलेटिव बनाने के लिए ER और EST ऐड करते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज टॉकेटिव. टॉकेटिव, 3 syllables are there in this word, so we'll add more and most for comparative and superlative degrees. More talkative, most talkative. Talkative, positive degree. Comparative degree, more talkative. Superlative degree, most talkative. Next is depressed. डिप्रेस्ड फ्रस्ट्रेटेड को कहते हैं, मायूस आदमी को कहते हैं डिप्रेस्ड. मोर डिप्रेस्ड, मोस्ट डिप्रेस्ड. क्वाइट खामोश, क्वाइटर, क्वाइटेस्ट. क्वाइट, क्वाइटर, क्वाइटेस्ट. नेक्स्ट इज लोनली तन्हा अकेला, लोनलियर, लोनलीएस्ट. फ्यू बहुत कम, fewer, fewest. Few, fewer, fewest. Next is clever, cleverer, cleverest. Dear student, clever is a word, clever is an adjective that can be changed into comparative and superlative degrees by adding er and est at the same time. There are certain words, and clever is among them, with whom we can use more and most as well. So clever, more clever and most clever भी हो सकता है. Hopeless, more hopeless, most hopeless. Next is shabby. अनटाइडी को कहते हैं डर्टी को, शैबी, शैबियर, शैबिएस्ट. रगेड, रगेड नाहमवार को कहते हैं. दिस वुड बी द लास्ट एडजेक्टिव, लास्ट डिग्री. रगेड, मोर रगेड, मोस्ट रगेड. Dear students, some adjectives are irregular. They do not take er, est, more or most for the comparative and superlative degrees. अभी हमने जो क्वेश्चन किया उसमें हमने comparative and superlative degrees बनाने के लिए er, est, more और most यूज़ किया. लेकिन अब जो adjectives की तरफ हम बढ़ रहे हैं वहाँ ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. उनका अपना एक तरीका है comparative and superlative degrees बनाने का. Let's see. First of all, good, better, best. It has its own method. Good, better, best. Next is little, less, least. Many, more, most. Much, more, most. Many and much have the same degrees for comparative and superlative, more and most. Far, farther, farthest, दूर. Far, further, further, furthest. Far, further, furthest. Next is top. It does not have any comparative degree. Top, topmost. Its antonym is bottom, bottom, bottommost. It does not have any comparative degree. Now, dear students, a very interesting question, question number 2. Explain why the following sentences are incorrect. It is a very interesting question, I must say, dear students. Before embarking on question number 2, I would like to tell you that there are certain adjectives which have no comparative and superlative degrees. They are superlative degrees in themselves. A. Saima's hair was the most perfect in the world. The problem is with most. Perfect is itself a superlative degree. It does not need most. So we will not use most here, and we will also not use the here, definite article the. Saima's hair was perfect in the world. B. The night was so dark, it was blacker than black. Black does not have any comparative and superlative degrees, so we will not use it was blacker than black. Black is black. So the sentence is the night was so dark. You can also write the night was so black, but black does not have any comparison. C. The large diamond in our museum is the most unique in the world. The large diamond in our museum is the most unique in the world. The problem is with most. Unique does not need most, and we'll also not write the here. So the sentence will become, the large diamond in our museum is unique in the world. Next is D. The gas in the yellow beaker was more weightless than the gas in the blue one. You know, if it is weightless, how can we compare it with any other gas? So the problem is with more. The gas in the yellow beaker was more weightless than the gas in the blue one. This part is also not needed here. The sentence will become, the gas in the yellow beaker was weightless. Weightless has no comparison. The gas in the yellow beaker was weightless. Now part E. Part E is, his performance on guitar was the most faultless I have ever heard. His performance on guitar was the most faultless I have ever heard. The most is not needed here. His performance on guitar was faultless. You can end this sentence here. His performance on guitar was faultless. And you will also not write I have ever heard. Last but not the least, that is F. The principal punished the children for performing a most illegal act. Illegal is illegal, it does not need most. So we will not write most here. The sentence will become, the principal punished the children for performing now you will write here an illegal act. I read once again, the principal punished the children for performing an illegal act. With this, dear students, today's lecture comes to an end. I hope you might have understood all the concepts of adjectives here and the degrees of adjectives. There are certain adjectives which use er or est more and most to make comparative and superlative degrees, but there are certain irregular adjectives which have their own method of making comparative and superlative degrees. But there are certain adjectives like these adjectives like perfect, dark or black, unique, weightless, faultless and illegal. They are superlatives in them. Dear students, if you have any problem, if you have any question, you may comment in the comment section below. I'll be there to answer your questions. Till some next lecture, take a very good care of yourself. Thank you very much.